Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I know it has been a while since I've uploaded per usual. These last few months I can't seem to figure out a reliable way to record videos, but as soon as I figure out how to make it the easiest like possible to record, with audio, with video, the lighting and how to make that all work, videos will come out more regular. I know last season I reacted to almost every game. Still don't know if that's going to happen. I have, college to worry about, my future to worry about, my job, a girlfriend. So there's a lot on my plate where YouTube is not at my highest priority, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the Charlotte Hornets, which I do like them. And we had our first game today. I'm saying we like them on the team, but first game was today. A lot of things to take away. I'm going to be honest, only watched the first quarter, but I did watch the highlights at the end, and wow. The first quarter had me very scared for the future of our team as Ish Smith was playing major minutes in the first quarter. They, put Lonzo Ball down early in the first quarter. Gordon Hayward was missing a few shots. They had Jalen McDaniels playing in the first quarter. And as I look at it now, James Bouknight didn't play at all. So that tells you, kind of how they want to ease into their rookies. But they did that with LaMelo. I mean, LaMelo still played, but he had to ease his way in as James Bouknight does. So if I want to look at, the stats, my takeaways, the first quarter, I'm going to reiterate this. Ish Smith was balling. And as I look at his final stats, 14 points and 5 assists as a backup point guard who didn't really have any expectations coming into the season. Pretty good. I said he could make a minimal impact in one of my earlier videos. I thought James Bouknight would beat him out for the backup point guard position, but Ish Smith had a wonderful game, shows his veteran leadership, and shows, James Bouknight, Lonzo Ball, how you can be an effective player with, not getting that much minutes. And talking about minutes, guys, LaMelo had 31 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds in only 29 minutes. There were four players that played more than him. Kelly Oubre Jr., Mason Plumlee, Miles Bridges, Gordon Hayward, all played more minutes than him. I don't know what the deal is with only giving him 29 minutes when you obviously see him knocking down every shot. It seems like he's taking like all the threes where he doesn't even jump and he's just making them. Another point on LaMelo Ball is that I had a few friends that went to the game and they saw Jello and LeVar Ball there and DaBaby. So it's good to see Jello supporting his brother out there. But if I want to dive into the other side of the ball, the Pacers, where Domantas Sabonis just literally got everything he wanted. It was almost a flashback to the horrid days last year in the play-in game where they knocked us out of the playoffs. They didn't even get into the playoffs. It was the play-in, and the Pacers got knocked out of the play-in as well. But it gave me flashbacks of how we just couldn't defend Domantas Sabonis at all. And that was the same thing here. 33 points, 15 rebounds. Malcolm Brogdon, 28, and a rookie, which I didn't really mention that much as, the draft process was happening, but, I recognize going into the draft he was an older rookie, played for Oregon, could provide that veteran leadership, but I didn't know he was going to be this impactful of a player to start the fucking season. 27 points for Chris Duarte. This guy is putting his name on the map the first game of the season, which is just crazy that a rookie can have such a great first game. Like that's, LeBron's first game in the NBA. He had that probably the same stat line. Kobe, I don't think had that stat line because he didn't really play his first few games in his first season. But you know what I'm saying? Like that is a pretty good stat line. Like 27 points, only 1 assist, but 5 rebounds. Regardless, him getting up the shots he did in this game, hitting the threes he did, is great for the Pacers going forward, especially with their injuries. I feel like they always have injuries, so it's not a new thing for them. But, Karis LeVert is out, TJ Warren is out, so maybe they beat us with a fully stacked team. But I don't think Chris Duarte shines as much if they do have a fully stacked team. Torian Craig, I wish we had him on the Hornets, even though he only had a stat line of 5 points, 3 assists, and 8 rebounds. This man, for the Suns, Bucks, and now the Pacers, shows like he can do it all. Like he is the glue guy that you need. You had a player like Nemanja Bjelica that I was watching last night for the Warriors be that guy, where he's not the best player on the court, but he makes those impactful stuff that Draymond usually does. And yeah, so that was the Pacers. If I want to dive deeper into the Hornets, Gordon Hayward is showing how when he's healthy, he can be the best player on our team. 27 points, and I should have said this at the start of the season, or start of the video. Terry Rozier did not play at all, and I'm going to be honest, I did not know he was injured. I thought when I saw the injury report in the preseason, stars take off games in the preseason. It's not that big of a deal. It's the preseason, so I saw Kelly Oubre sit out a couple games. But Terry Rozier is missing regular season games. I did not know that. I did not know that his injury was going to derail him into the regular season. So that's a big hit of our offense. But Gordon Hayward kind of took on that load, as well as LaMelo making all the threes. One thing I don't like is going back to Jalen McDaniels playing. I'm going to start calling him Jalen McDonald's, because he is... I feel like we have so many talented players on our bench that him putting up 1 point, 1 assist, and 0 rebounds as a 6'11" power forward is not the greatest stat line. He only played 11 minutes, but regardless, we have James Bouknight on the bench, who played 0 minutes, and Cody Martin putting up 24 minutes. I'm not saying Cody Martin had a terrible game. It looked like the first quarter he had a couple good ones. He ended up with 10 points, 6 rebounds, but give the rookie a chance. Like, you saw what the other rookie on the other team did. He put up 27 in his first NBA game. Obviously, they don't have the guard talent we do on the Pacers because of all of their injuries, but you see how giving a rookie that confidence early can really help you in the long run, because Chris Duarte, going into his second game, is going to want to put up 25 to 30. Like, he's going to want to do that because he knows he can put it up on the Hornets, and he can probably, I don't even know who they play next, but he knows that he can put up that stat line in his first NBA game. If we give James Bouknight that confidence, I'm not, saying that we have so many minutes to play him, like he's going to play 30 minutes a night, but if we replace Cody Martin's minutes, his 24 minutes of action, with James Bouknight's, maybe we get that confidence in James Bouknight early, and it can help our team out come playoff time, which is a long time away, but you guys get what I'm saying. Miles Bridges, 13 points. When watching the first quarter, I saw Miles Bridges take a few shots and miss them, and I thought to myself, well, was last year a fluke? Because he showed his dominance on the offensive side of the ball, even defensively to an extent, and every Hornets fan was hyped. I know I was hyped, and everybody else, and I didn't make a video about this because I'm not making videos like that these days, but the Hornets didn't offer him an extension to his contract, making him, after this season, a restricted free agent, which is huge, because if he has an excellent season and he wants a near max deal, are we going to give that to him? I don't know. And for him to put up 8 points with everybody healthy on our team except, Terry Rozier, what does that say about him? Because he balled out when we had, 7 to 8 people injured last season, and now he's putting up 8 points a game. Obviously, the scoring distribution is heavily impacted when you have all these players on the floor, and is he going to get his shots up is my thing. It's not telling me how many shots he attempted, but with 13 points a game, or with 13 points this game, it makes me wonder if last year he just had a higher volume to shoot, and if somehow he can replicate and still be effective in the 33 minutes he played, maybe be more of a playmaker. If I want to talk about our center acquisition for this season, Mason Plumlee, first quarter seemed solid. I'm not really going to talk about the other 3 quarters where we went on that big run because I didn't watch it, so I don't really know. But the first quarter, Domantas Sabonis dunked on him early as like one of his first buckets, and that really set the tone of, Sabonis coming into his own this game. And Mason Plumlee, 10 rebounds, 5 assists and 8 points is not a bad stat line. I think I'll take that, especially when we're playing small ball most of the time with PJ Washington. But shout out PJ Washington. As I was watching the highlights, did only play 19 minutes this game, which is huge because he was a starter for us last season. And it was interesting seeing the starting lineup as well. I didn't mention this in the starting video. How Kelly Oubre started over PJ Washington at the 3. If it was PJ Washington starting, PJ Washington would start at the 4 and Miles Bridges at the 3. But they went with Kelly Oubre Jr., the experience of Kelly Oubre Jr. And regardless of the 19 minutes that PJ Washington played, he hit the biggest shots of the game. He hit the 2 free throws to put us up by 1 at the end of the game, and that deserves some shouting out, especially with the tough offseason he's had off the court, where his girlfriend and now his baby mama is doing some weird stuff. But we're not going to get into that. But that was the game. I didn't really mention Kelly Oubre Jr. He had a pretty average game, 35 minutes and 14 points. But we get our first dub of the season. And as I told you guys to start the video, as soon as I get a reliable way to record videos, you will see more of me. But for now, I have a lot on my plate, and I guess we'll play it by ear. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.